Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch on this Tuesday, May the 12th. Already taking a bite out of my 80th year on planet Earth, trying to solve all of the world's problems to make your life easier. Thank you, Mitch. You're welcome. Maybe I can share with you why I think that's funny, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. At any rate, thank you, Alia, for the coffee cup. From Jacob, don't be a zombie, drink your coffee. And we have on the back side, so I can do this without burning my little hands, we have Jacob's artwork. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Drink it if you got it. And I got it this morning. I got decaf with creatine right here. Not bad. You can't taste the creatine. And okay, as the crowd starts to build, the anticipation, what the hell will he say this morning? Wow. I want to thank, first of all, everybody. I mean, in the overall scheme of things, some old fart goes for a walk, and not a very long walk to boot. Yesterday, yeah, it was a milestone for me, but it was like, walk around the corner and back. And with the comments, you think I just won an Olympic gold medal. So thank you so much for the kind words. God, it was overwhelming. I appreciated it so much. It was the longest I'd actually walked unsupported in a year and 2 months. So for me, it was a milestone. But, on paper, it didn't look like a hell of an accomplishment. So thank you so much for the praise and the kind words, It makes all this worthwhile. And it's really only been the past few weeks that my balance has actually returned in I hate to say leaps and bounds, because I still have to be very careful. But up until a couple weeks ago, I could still walk short distances unaided, but I was always shaky and cognizant of the balance and the risk of falling. We don't do that when we walk. We get up, feet do your duty, and off we go. We don't think about, am I going to fall? If I fall, am I going to break my hip? Is it going to be back in the hospital? Am I going to ruin my life? Am I going to stop all my recovery short? Maybe I shouldn't take so many risks. Maybe I should always be in a wheelchair or use a walker or a cane and that had been with me, that fear, up until about 2 weeks ago. And then, I don't know, I don't remember the exact minute that I just got up and walked and didn't think about it. but I was cognizant that it happened, and I think that hopefully the improvements and the ability to walk distances, go out back to Sam's Club where I haven't been in a long time, stop relying on food delivery, stuff like that. Maybe I can buy that 100-acre plot and become a farmer. That's what I learned on Kelsey this morning. I'm all jacked up now. Man. Let's see, I need 1.5 acres per cow. I can't do that here in the community. I can't raise chickens. The neighbors would pitch a fit, and the homeowners association would come and throw me out, I'm afraid. I watched Kelsey this morning. I have the utmost just respect and admiration for the young couple that he had on there. The operative word is young. And I'd like to see all the young people in the world listen to the advice that they all gave. Advice that, well, anybody out there, anybody of the 88 people that are here right now, can you, at this stage in your life, follow any of that advice? Can you indeed become a regenerative farmer? No matter how much you want to, can you do it? Is it even possible? Can you move to a 100-acre plot of land? Are you physically able, at our age, to start getting up at 3 in the morning to slop the hogs? That's a younger person's game. None of the advice, it was great advice, and it pictures a utopia of breaking up large factory farms designed to feed millions of people, regardless of whether they're being fed poison. At least they're being fed something and not starving to death. And the supermarket shelves are full. It's a pipe dream, unfortunately, in this world, and the world has come too far. There are too many people. We can't go back to the old ways. We can't feed people. So, I think, and I hate to throw a damn cloth on the whole idea. It sounds great. Kumbaya. Let's all go out and, work hard in the fields all day and dance around the fire at night. I mean, it's great. It's great, and it sounds so optimistic, and we all get jacked up. Yeah. How many of us have ever done it or could do it? Even if we had the money. How many of us are Ken Berry, who married a nice young lady whose family had a farm and left it to them, and he inherited the farm? How many of us could do that? Now, taking nothing away from them, regenerative farming is a great idea. Where? How are we going to feed the hundreds of millions of people? How many chickens do we have to have roaming around in the backyard? It is a great idea. I personally can't afford to buy meat from these people. I can't afford to pay $30 a pound for beef and have it shipped to me in dry ice. I can't do it. Neither can you. We got Publix and Sam's Club, and we hope that maybe they got some of the stuff we like to eat in stock. Another thing, regenerative farming. Farming is our problem in the first place. Our total reliance on plants as sustenance. We don't need farmers. We need ranchers. We need places where animals can grow and be healthy. How are we going to get enough of them in this world right now, when the world wants to get rid of animals? All of these are great solutions that I keep hearing, and all I do is get frustrated. Because I say to myself, and I'm not trying to be a downer here, I'm trying to be a realist, because if anything in this world, stuff is even possible or it's impossible. And to dream, most of us, about something that is impossible for us to do. Impossible. We are not solving our problems. We are only dreaming. We're dreaming. Most of us are not pretty young people who got lucky enough or happened to be in the right place to get a big enough plot of land to do what they do, who have the energy and the strength at a young age to do that, who aren't suffering from all of the effects of the poor diet that have made most of us sick most of our lives. We're trying to recover from that. So even though there's one person out there who thinks that I have no business, I was told this yesterday in a comment on my video, where I was so proud of walking around the block. What business do you have giving people advice on healthy aging? You, sir, had a stroke that disqualifies you from giving people advice on how to be healthy. And I said, oh, I never thought of it that way. Shame on me. Shame on me. I guess I should have just rolled over and died. That would have been much more realistic. I live in a real world. I hope all of you live in a real world. There are things we can do to become more healthy. And I hope I'm an example of that, even if one moron thinks that because I had a stroke. Well, you, sir, may have had a car accident in your life. So keep your mouth shut and don't give anybody advice about anything, because obviously you can't be qualified or know anything because you had a car accident. At any rate, we can't be farmers, unfortunately. I can't be a farmer. I have deed restrictions in my retirement community against raising cattle in my backyard. I can't do it. I have to live in the world the way it is, and I think the best I can do is figure out the best way that I can do it for me and tell you how I do it. And it's working okay for me. I can't change the world. You can't change the world. None of us can be farmers. We don't need more farmers. We got enough produce. We got enough people growing plants. We're swimming in plants. We know plants are not good for us. Those of us who want to eat animals shouldn't be talking about farming, and raising gardens in the backyard and doing all that stuff so we can further poison ourselves eating stuff we shouldn't eat. You want to plant a garden, plant pretty flowers in front of your house and figure out how you're going to get eggs, bacon, meat, chicken, and fish, and then you can be healthy. I'm firmly dedicated to the don't eat plants, eat meat. I don't think it does us any good to talk about a better way to grow plants. And that's what farmers do. Now, how are we going to take all the land away from all the farmers in this country and all the big corporate farms and turn it over to small ranchers and let them raise 1.5 cows per acre? You got an answer? Let me know. There is no, I don't see any answer. Not with the current state of the advice and the mindset of all the people with all the money who make all the decisions. They're rooting for the factories and the profits. Health be damned. That's reality. I hate to rain on everybody's parade. I hate to come in here. But if I hear advice like I heard this morning, and there's nothing actionable about it, I just get frustrated. Think about it. I hear people talk about what's wrong with the world. why we're doing it all wrong. Then they bring religion into it. It's not what God intended for us. We didn't do it that way 200 years ago. Okay. Okay. What action should I take? Old 79-year-old Mitch living in a trailer park, trying to feed himself healthy. What action, what do you got for me? What do you got for me and 99% of the rest of the people that might hear your message? What advice can you give me that I can do and maybe improve my lot a little bit? Because I can't change the world, not with 102 people watching. What should I do? And that was how I felt throughout the entire stream. Is it a bad idea to talk about this stuff? No, not at all. But I can't be a young farmer. So I titled my channel Healthy Aging, even though I'm totally not qualified to tell people how to be healthy. I mean, after all, look at me. I had a stroke. How dare I? How dare I give advice? I'm sorry, that little rant this morning, because that's what goes through my head when I keep hearing this. When I watch Ken Berry dragging trees around, that farmer is. More power to you, Ken. There isn't one of the rest of us that fell into that, inherited a farm, married a pretty young girl, and will ever have the opportunity to do that. So we like watching you. It's an adventure, but how does that help me? How does that help me? When they tell me to buy this grass-fed beef, which is another nonsense, grass-fed beef from some farm out there somewhere, they're raising 20 cows maybe. How can they feed the world with 20 cows, 30 cows, 50 cows, 100 cows? How are you going to keep the meat counters full in Sam's Club and Publix and every other store everywhere in the world to feed the 8 billion people on this planet? Everybody's got a solution. I have no solution to that. That doesn't involve tremendous factory and commercial operations. The only hope, it's a little reality check this morning, the only hope that we have is to make the system that we got, all the delivery trucks, all the commercial companies, all of the millions of people employed by these places that fill up the semi-trucks at the warehouses every morning. That truck, millions of tons of what we call food to the masses out there. And we all know what it's like when a little virus comes along and the supermarkets are empty. We know that. We just lived through that. Still don't get the toilet paper stuff, but it seems to be the most desirable commodity in times of strife. What we got is a system so complicated, so commercial. If we want to eat beef, we got to raise enough beef for 350 million people. I'm sorry, most of us don't have an acre and a half to raise one cow. And I think it's great if you can feed yourself. They call those people survivalists. And they go off grid and they get a little piece of land and they stake it out and put a fence up because everybody will steal everything they got because that's human nature. And they work their ass off from morning to night, and they grow a few plants, and they raise a cow or two or a goat, and they get milk, and they have chickens running all over the place. And I can't do that. Can you? So I say to myself, Mitch. And I go, what? I go, Mitch, What are you going to talk about this morning after having all this on your mind? How are you going to come out there and not sound like a grumpy old man? It's reality. And the only chance we would ever have, and I say it's a fat chance, fat chance of that ever happening, would be somehow to manage, to figure out a way to make the current infrastructure that we have, that manufactures, grows, processes, delivers food, somehow make it profitable and economically viable for them to focus on healthier food. You understand what I'm saying? That's all. If there's no money in it, nobody's going to do it. So if there is an answer, and right now I don't think there is one, but if there's ever going to be an answer, it would have to be the acceptance of reality about how the current diet is killing the human race, about how a bunch of fringe radicals who eat only meat seem to be doing pretty good, even though one of them had a stroke and is totally unqualified to give any advice whatsoever, and figure out how to make it profitable for all the big companies, the food and the drug companies, to actually have an incentive to fix the problem they created. Is that a pipe dream? All we can do, and all I can do, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm eating a lot of bacon and eggs. I don't spend a lot of money on food. I found that I can eat bacon and eggs and a little beef, even if it ain't the best beef, and be as healthy as I can be, doing well. I realized and accepted the reality that there's nothing good old Mitch can do to solve the world's problems. I showed you that video yesterday of Fox News talking about making America healthy again, and they had a whole table full. You saw that. I put a link in the description for that video. I hope everybody watched it. It shows you, even when you get control of the friggin' government and you get head of the FDA and USDA who knows or has a grasp on what's healthy and what's unhealthy, even when you manage to get the food pyramid to put a steak on the picture, the sum total of the advice is still eat plants. Everything was plants. Well, not in my lifetime, probably not in any of your lifetime, unless I got a couple of kids watching today, and I doubt that. At any rate, that's enough of me ranting this morning. Best we can do, best I can do, is show you, hey, I discovered a place I can find decent meat, it's cheap, and here's how I can cook it, and maybe you could do that too. And I think that's about the best I can do. I can't spend my time here in front of you talking about pipe dreams. May get everybody all jacked up, going out in the street and rah, rah, rah. Nothing actionable is the most important word when you seek advice on anything. Merely pointing out problems doesn't solve anything. That's the venue of politicians. Point out problems. Insist that if you elect them, you're going to get change. They never bother to tell you what change. But that seems to be enough for the human race. Vote for me. Vote for change. So stupid. It's all so stupid, and we are so gullible. You want to give me advice? Give me a realistic plan of attack to fix whatever problem it is. A problem which I was smart enough to know existed before you. I don't need you to tell me about it. We have problems. We all know what the problems are. The food supply in this country and the advice, the dietary advice coming from all these people who should know better, doctors, dietitians, the government, the FDA. We can't be farmers. Sorry. There is no way, even if I was 40 years younger, I couldn't turn my life to go out and buy a big plot of land. We're all watching what Ken Berry's going through. I don't think any of us want to work that hard. We don't live in a cave. There's too many people on this planet where everybody can worry about growing their own food. Can't happen. We're stuck. Well, it's what we got. It's going to get worse. We have to find some actionable advice that we can follow to help us navigate this disaster that we're in. We're figuring it out. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to see. I'm tired of the impossible dream. I've been. They wrote a song about the impossible dream. It had something to do with Don Quixote jousting at windmills. Half an hour, man. Mitch, you outdid yourself this morning, my friend. I hope I haven't depressed everybody, because it's not depressing. There are things we can do. There are ways we can prosper ourselves. I'm trying to discover what they are, and I've discovered quite a few of them. At any rate, the chat is going crazy. And I'm sure we've got a lot of people either yelling at me or cheering me on this morning. I'm going to have a hard time getting through all that, so I'm going to have to abbreviate it. But I'm sorry. I got to come on there every morning and try to talk about something positive, and sometimes it's tough. Reality just keeps slapping us all in the face, doesn't it? It's the way the world is. Lady June was the first one in. Hiya, June. How are you? And Mike Seeley. And I'm going to fly through this. Jerry Voitis is here. Lucy Work is here. Mike Seeley Sr. is here. Lori. Hiya, Lori. And Tammy. And Bride's Biscuit. Good morning, Mitch and the Mitch Fits. Jerry Hall. Hi, Jerry. And something you've all been waiting for. Nose blowing. Thank you for putting up with that. It's professional show business at its finest. And Rick is here with the answer for everything, of course. And Just Jerry, how you doing, Jerry? Good to see you this morning. Rough Carnivore from Guam, and Liz is here. Hiya, Liz. Did I scare all you away yet, or are you still here listening to this old guy rant? I'm probably going to take another walk if it doesn't rain this morning. They're calling for severe thunderstorms today. And I'm going to do it without the camera so that I can actually walk and swing my arms without having my hands full holding cameras and canes and everything. I'm still going to carry that lightweight cane with me because I'm not stupid and I don't want to take any risks. And you never know what's going to happen, so I'm trying to be prepared. I got a lot of advice from the mailman yesterday. It was really cool. You should have been there to see it. I wish I had a camera going. Mailman comes, puts my mail in a mailbox. He's got a package for me. So it's not my regular mailman. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. I see he's coming with my package. I walked out on my back porch, walked up to the front of the house, and said hi to him. And he notices that I'm not young, and obviously I'm still not walking where you can't tell something's there. So I said, "How'd you put my mail in the mailbox?" As he handed me the package, he says, "You want me to go get it for you?" No, I could have gone out and gotten it. I said, "Yeah, okay." So he's got this package. It weighs about 2 pounds. He hands him, can you handle that? He says, yeah, give me the package. Okay. He goes and gets the mail, and I start walking out towards him, and he says, you need to be careful. I said, I am careful. I had a stroke. Well, my mother had a stroke, and he starts telling me a story and giving me all this advice about how I need to be careful, like I'm some kind of fool that doesn't know he needs to be careful. And I just humor him. I say, hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. You caring about me and all. And he went away. Everybody wants to tell you how to live. But he's a nice guy. He was a nice guy. It is a little insulting, however, when everybody thinks you're a child. And when you get older, people treat you like a child. I can't change that. It just happens. Everybody wants to treat you like you were a kid when you get older. Like you lost your mind. You can't possibly know how to live or how to do anything. You need to be cared after. We've got a nursing home with your name on it, Mitch. And be careful. Be careful, because I care about you. Rick says, here we go. We have 7 o'clock yet. No. And Barry Simon. Hiya, Barry. How you doing? Good to see you. From Warming, Massachusetts. Yes, it's warming down here, too. John Logan is here. Aaron is here. Booby Goats. Hiya, Aaron, and all your kids at your little farm. That's great. I don't know how you do it. Brian, and everything I talked about today doesn't really apply to you because you're doing it. Good morning, Mitch and everyone. Brian, how are you? And Sharon's here, my BBB and E. And, of course, Lambs is the first one in. Second one in. Bride's Biscuit, wow. Third one in. Isabel. Where's Robbie this morning? Congratulations. Congratulations, Brian. Brian Dish is here. Hiya, Brian. And everybody's chiming in. 111 people. Wow, listen to good old Mitch complain. Frankie Calabrese, Chuck from Clearwater. Okay, I wish I had Loretta Nadal and our morning message from Loretta. Good morning, darlings. Have a fabulous day. Yes, I hopefully intend to. So I started off ranting today. Yes, Robbie. Congratulations on your walk yesterday. Yeah, I hope it becomes, I want it to become a regular thing where I can just go out, walk a mile or two. It's not the strength, it's the balance. And interestingly enough, I discovered this, and I talked about it a while ago. When I walk with a walker, I can walk miles. When I walk with no support, it seems to use 10 times the energy. The balancing uses 10 times the energy of the actual walking. I kept experimenting. And it's just, that is the way it is. Balancing is something that we do without thinking, that requires thousands of minor muscle corrections every second, getting from our inner ear and from other sensors, from our eyes, sending signals thousands of times a second to our muscles, which are constantly. And when you got your hands around a walker, you can pretty well, your mind shuts off that whole system necessary to balance. And the difference in the energy used or not used by the balancing is ridiculous. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. But I don't want to settle for being tied to a walker my whole life. I won't do it. I won't get a handicap sticker for my car. Call that foolish pride. I was bound and determined to come back, and I'm going to do it. There's no doubt about it. I don't say if I get better. I say when I get better. I agree with Kiltsy on the positive power, the power of positive thinking. I've been a student of that ever since I was 12 years old. He always cites these books. 3 Magic Words. All that stuff is exactly the secret. The secret. All those things are exactly the same message that I got from Earl Nightingale, that I got from all the sales trainers that I got coming up. And that is the power of a positive mental attitude, PMA, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's been my motto ever since I was 12. It served me well. I always try to be positive, even though I don't run away from the reality of the negatives. You do that, you can prosper in this world. You can overcome the obstacles, recover from the disasters, because that's the definition of life. A few good times, punctuated by many instances of disaster. That's life. It's reality. Is that Peter? Hiya, Peter. Bacon Runner Donna Ray is here. And everybody's saying, congratulations on your walk, Brian Ayer. Yeah, it was great. It was great. I mean, I almost felt guilty about calling that such an amazing accomplishment, but occasionally I look at my old videos and I see the improvement, especially that first video, which is early on in my stroke recovery. I think it was about 7 weeks, where I actually managed to walk from one end of the railing in my family room to the other end, carrying the Hemi walker off the ground. Or when I was at rehab and I was between the parallel bars, with the little girl had the thing around my waist to make sure. It has been. It is a long way back. I never realized at the time how long it would take and how much you had to relearn. But if you think about it, a toddler takes them a full year or more to actually walk. They're mowing the grass outside my house, and that chimes you heard was the motion sensor on my front door telling me that the guy in the lawnmower just, there they are. So if you hear lawn mowing, back to life. Oh, where was I? I can see that we're not going to get a whole lot done today. I'm going to watch the replay of this immediately after this, and I want to try to read everything, because with all my ranting, I really want to read what you guys are saying. Here goes the lawnmower. Can you hear him? And Rick says, Mitch is saying the same thing that I was in the comments. Yeah, Rick, I wasn't reading the comments, but I can imagine you probably are thinking the same thing. Now, you're still a baby. You're still a young man. You own a little piece of land. If any of us can ever follow that advice, Rick, it's you. It's you. You do grow your own vegetables. Unfortunately, you don't eat them. Not all of us live next to a canal where we can't go out and grab ducks and iguanas. But if you can do it, do it. I'm not trying to discourage anybody. Not trying to discourage anybody from following that advice. Feed yourself if you can. Great advice. The other 134,999,000 of us still, unfortunately, have to go to the store. So it's not really actionable advice. It's not going to solve world hunger. And even if the solutions that solve world hunger are to feed them slop, maybe it'd be better not to have so many people in the world, but we can't. We have modern medicine now. We're keeping people alive that should have died long ago. We're letting people reproduce that shouldn't be reproducing because they have defective genes. We have all of this modern medicine and short-stopped evolution, and that's the main reason we're getting sicker and sicker as a species, because we have short-stopped evolution. Evolution is over in the way that it was. So if we're not evolving in the way we did over our ancient history, we can't go back and live that way anymore. We are not strong enough, not good enough, not healthy enough. Which is why we need to rely on doctors more and more, modern medicine, more and more of us end up in nursing homes, yada, yada, yada. You've heard it before. Gilream says, keeping it real, Mitch. What else is there? We can all pipe dream. Nothing actionable about that. I'm not saying I'm the only one doing it right. I'm not. There's a lot of people giving good actionable advice. But, at least I maybe show you a cheap way to eat carnivore. That, to me, is the best I can do. And do it myself and add a little bit of validity and proof to it. Even if I'm not qualified to talk about healthy aging, because, after all, I had a stroke. Pretty much caused by botched up brain surgery, but then, what can I say? What did Liz say? I didn't even read it. Something I've learned from more than a decade in hospitals: older people, when they stop moving and become sedentary, is a signal to their age. Absolutely. Absolutely. You stop moving. The day you can't get up out of a chair without having a chair that lifts you up. I can understand if you've got a physical, orthopedic, or some other limitation. But if you just can't, you don't have the muscles anymore to stand up, I'm sorry, you are beginning the ride down the chute, and you're beginning to die. All I can try to do, and I do 50 of them a day now, is I stand up from a chair, no hands, my hands out in front of me like this. I do it 50 times a day. I usually do a set of like 15 throughout the day. I don't do them all at once. And I stand up and sit down. I can demonstrate. Excuse me, I'm going to take my headphones off. I'm going to swing the microphone around. I'm going to try to do this without falling down. And I stand up and I sit 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 down. That's what I do 50 times a day. As long as I do that, I'm staying up at the top of the chute and not spiraling and circling the drain. It's great exercise. But like I said yesterday, there are muscles that don't get exercised in that do get exercised by walking. And walking does not help you do that. So, if I have to be Jack LaLanne here and tell people how to exercise, and I'm not an exercise physiologist, I would say I seem to have discovered that doing both of those things will help keep you young. So, Liz, you're exactly right. When you stop moving, somehow in the past year, even with the stroke, I've managed to keep moving. And I credit that at least for recovering. Maybe if I was younger, I would have recovered better. But it is what it is. That's a great exercise. Sit up on the chair, put your arms out in front of you, and stand up. You can stand up fast. You can stand up slow and sit down slow. I've learned that sitting down slowly is great exercise. Don't just fall into a chair. when you sit down, just lower yourself into the chair as gently as you can. It's great exercise. Great exercise. Yeah. Unfortunately, Rick, I can't move my trailer. My trailer's not a trailer. My trailer is as firmly entrenched in this land as your house is. You don't move them anymore. They're all built up. They're not really called trailers. They're not mobile homes. They're modular type homes. When they bring them, the first thing they do is they jack them up, they put them on a foundation, and they take the wheels, unbolt them, and take them away, and the hook in the front. So, no, it's just too big, and it would be too expensive to try to move it. To try to move this would be like moving a house. Too expensive. And where am I going to move it to? A rural place. What am I going to do? Find a big piece of land and then spend a fortune putting utilities in, water and sewer, electricity, paving driveways. I'm 79 years old, Rick. That part of my life is over. I've built my share of houses. Believe me, I built palaces in my lifetime, but I'm not building anymore. I'm just living my life, trying to be as healthy and happy as I can until it's over. And I take the eternal dirt nap, according to the way Neil Borch used to describe it. The eternal celestial dirt nap. Yeah, Gilroy says plants are survival food. Well, yes, they are. Yes, they are. At least for carnivores, they are. Because we don't have the machinery. We don't have the factory designed to ferment them and turn them into short-chain fatty acids like the cows do. It's just the way it is. 8 million years ago, our ancestors did have the plumbing and the hardware when they were living in the trees. But I don't want to start that evolution religion debate here. I'm done with that. You all believe what you believe. Lizzie, good morning, Lizzie. How are you? Rick's not giving up his garden. Well, hell, that's the only reason people like you, Rick. You know. I mean, how could people possibly like you? You're so different, but you give them food, so they like you. Kidding, I'm busting on you. Don't take it seriously. Yes. Barry Simon reminds me of my new diet, the EFM diet. EFM diet is the diet. It is the way human beings should eat. It's the only diet that makes any sense if you're trying to be healthy. Nobody understands it. EFM. Remember that. Remember what that means? I talked about it yesterday. EFM. Barry made me a meme that talks about it, that shows it. Unfortunately, I have to put a lot of bleeps in it before I can show it to anybody. But I'll get it all bleeped out and we'll bring it in there. EFM says it all. Eat effing meat. EFM, everybody. I got t-shirts and hats. EFM. The EFM diet. Forget the PKD diet, the PhD diet, the ADH diet, and all the other acronym diets. EFM, all you need to know. And anybody asks, you tell them you heard it from Mitch. So there. Somebody. My phone's dinging. Let's see what we got here. We got Barry Simon sent me another. Oh, my God. All right, Barry, I can't do that. I'll look at it. There's a meme machine. The man is amazing. Amazing. Sam's Club. Sam's Club, what do they got for me this morning? What do they want to sell me? Elevate your gadget game. Well, it's better than the stupid food advertisement. And, yes, sir. And I did order something from Amazon this morning. You know, I got that. I make that coffee with the MCT powder. like a latte in the morning. And I bought this immersion blender, and it's great. And it came with a plastic tall cup, because you got to use it in a something tall. If you try to blend it in a coffee cup, it just splooshes out all over the place. And a couple of days ago, I noticed that plastic thing they gave me had a crack in it, evidently because it was leaking out of the bottom, and there was always a little puddle of coffee underneath. So I said, uh-oh. And it got worse and worse, and finally it wouldn't work anymore. So here I am immersion blending my morning coffee, and I tried to do it in that Pyrex mixing bowl where I beat my eggs, and it's still splished out. So I went on Amazon this morning, and I found a very tall glass one, and I ordered it. I ordered it this morning, and I will have it in a day or two. So just always making life better. Making life better. Peter Rick, they're all going at it. Yes, sir. Question. Yesterday's troll did not address that carnivore is the most effective diet for losing weight, metabolic disorders, and obesity. No, of course not, Kathy. Trolls, by definition, are morons. Even if they're smart, even if they know more than any of us, even if they're Albert Einstein brilliant, the fact that they feel the need to disrupt other people makes them morons and idiots. Normal human beings will just avoid the things that they find unpleasant. Takes a certain kind of idiot. I really mean that. It takes a certain kind of moron to keep trying to stir up trouble. It's a shame that some people will put up with it. I won't mention any names, but I can tell you that the net effect of it is it completely disrupts whatever it is you're trying to do, and you're just playing right into them. Throw them out. Get rid of them. If they come back with a new name, get rid of them too. We try to be civilized people. We try to be reasonable. There's no room for troublemakers. Period. That's my philosophy. I've always tried to be polite, put up with that all my life. I finally decided, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rick. Rick. Yes, Rick. Yes, Rick. Question from Graham Jiu-Jitsu. Yvonne, hi, Grandma Yvonne. Question, does MCT oil in your coffee in the morning help with overeating in the evening and or keeping you full? No, it does not. It does not. Eating meat and fat, especially fat, is the only solution for any of that. MCT oil is fat. It's medium chain triglycerides. It is fat. So yeah, in that respect, it probably helps a little, but nothing else like stuffing your face with beef, eggs, and bacon. And if you're not stuffing your face and getting 70% of your diet from fat, you're not going to solve that problem. Eat fat. Did I say eat fat? Have I said that before? Does Kiltz ever say that? That is the secret. Tough to do in this day of demonized fat being blamed for all of the health problems, when in actuality, it is the cure for all health problems. Animal fat, saturated fat. People who don't know about carnivore, who just happen to be tuning in for the first time, will drop their teeth when they hear somebody like me raving about you're not eating enough animal fat. While you're at it, rub it on your feet and your face, make soap out of it, and you'll be much better off. Peter, Dr. Chafee is not marketing his paid private community with coaching services. Well, you can't expect people not to want money. I want money. I like money. I've just accepted the fact that I'm never going to make any significant money doing this, and I have to be happy that I'm having fun and keeping myself occupied and maybe helping a few people. And that's reality. And I've accepted that. So you don't hear me begging for money every day. Maybe I'll do a review of a product, but, you know, with all those vacuum sealers that all you people, all you wonderful people bought from me over all these years that I've been, and air fryers and everything else, if I've made a grand total of a couple $1,000 off of that over all that time, that would be probably optimistic. All those videos, all that work, I didn't do it for the money. I did it for the fact that I got a channel, I need some content, and I try to find products that work. But the money they pay me is nothing. The advertising money that YouTube pays me, nothing. Nothing. Ask any YouTubers. So, you know, big guys like Chafee and Ken Berry, they got enough people where they can make a hell of a living. But there aren't very many of them in our community. You hear Bart Kate joking the other day about getting rich on YouTube, and he kind of rolled his eyes. And more power to Ken Berry. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great guy. You can't hate somebody because they want to make money in this world. He's not selling snake oil. His advice is good advice. Better than any doctors out there. If anybody deserves to make money, it's Ken Berry. But Ken Berry doesn't spend his day on a golf course driving his Ferrari. He's a down-home good old boy in Tennessee, and I admire the hell out of him, and more power to him. More power to him. Mitch, I have your realistic approach to this and not raining on a parade. People do not understand that the enormous corporations that own everything will continue to control the food supply. Yes, that's true. The best we can do is look out for ourselves, Liz. You worked in Big Pharma. You know what, and it's necessary, unfortunately, for big food to be there, or nobody would be eating. Better to eat bad food than no food, don't you think? Most of us live in cities. We don't have acres and acres of land around us. It's just the way it is. Some of us are just too old to become farmers and have to rely on what we got. And what we got is Sam's Club, Costco, Publix, BJ's, big box clubs. That's what we got. We got a few small ranchers that sell their meat for $30 to $50 to $60 a pound. I've gotten some of their meat. It's good. But I can't afford to live like that. And it's not that good. Because you can find terrific meat at Costco and Sam's Club. Certainly good enough. And bacon and eggs are bacon and eggs. I found some pretty good bacon and eggs at Sam's Club. I can eat a great meal, maybe one meal a day, on $4 worth of that stuff. So there are ways to do this. There are ways to do this. Now you people, now everybody's dissing Ken Berry. Don't diss Ken Berry. Gil Remus says right. He deserves that level of success. He's responsible for attracting so many of us in the first place who never would have discovered this if not for him. So don't ever take away anything from Ken Berry. There. Yeah, and Peter says it. I prefer to watch and interact with the smaller. Yes, because at least that way you feel like you're somebody. You're not just standing in a stadium full of fans. We all like it when the host of the show, whatever it is, knows our name, knows who we are. That's why I like it. That's called community. When you went to a Grateful Dead concert, you didn't have community. 150, 200,000 fans that filled up the, Central Park or something like that. That was not community. That was a mob scene. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not finding fault with Ken Berry. The point of that was we all can't be Ken Berry. We have to find our own way of prospering in this cesspool of a food environment that we have. Oh, wow. How far? 7:22. Oh, we're catching up. It's 8 o'clock. Doing great. I had a good time this morning. Got a chance to rant a little bit. I like to rant. I try to rant about common sense, however, because no sense ranting about, yes. Oh, I got a new product coming. Not that I want to make any money on it, but I couldn't pass this one up. I got a thing from a company called Knife Saga. KNIFE, We want to send you one of our knife sets, with the block, with all the knives and all that stuff. We have these 3 different knife sets on Amazon. Pick one that you like. So yesterday, get this, I answered back, I said, well, I don't take up too many people, but I could use a new knife set. My knives are just a collection of old cheap knives, so yeah, sure, send me a knife set. So I got to notice, it's coming today. It was shipped from Amazon like overnight. And I got this new knife set coming. And it looks in the picture, it looks gorgeous. Now, I'll check it out, but I might have a new knife set in my kitchen. And I told them, and they didn't want anything from me. They didn't want a promise. They just said, we know you do these kitchen videos. Just, mention our knife set once in a while. We're real happy. I said, I could do that. So we'll see. And I'll have it on my Amazon links, and if you want one. But we'll see what it looks like. So I got an email. I got an email from them. We just arranged the shipment of the black version of knife set number 1. Your order is expected to go out within the next 2 days. You got news for you. One already went out, so please keep an eye out. Once you've had a chance to use the knives, definitely let me know what you think. We're really looking forward to seeing your content go live if you end up loving them. Thanks again, Mitch. Excited to get this started. Now that is the kind of vendor you want to deal with. You don't want to deal with the vendors that send me what I usually get from them. We would be happy to send you one of our products. These are our requirements. Number 1, a video of a certain length. Number 2, a preview copy of the video so that we can edit it and we can make it say what we want it to say, not what the hell you think, because after all, what do you know? And by the time they get done telling you what their requirements are, I usually tell, keep your friggin' whatever it is, and I block their email address as a sender. This was something that said, hey, we're going to send you this thing, use it for a while. If you really like it, maybe you can help us out. Tell people about it. That is the attitude that I would like to see. And you don't normally get from these people who want you to sell their, you fill in the blank. Right now, I've had offers to sell everything from women's cosmetics to barbecue grills. Taking 2 companies up on their offer because I wrote them back when they wrote me initially and said, listen, you want me to talk about your product, send me the thing. If I like it, I'll make a video. If not, I'll send the thing back to you. And Typher and Wevac were the only ones that said, Well, that seems fair. The rest of them, I never heard from them again. Until the knives. But that's cool, though. That's cool. So maybe I'll have that in time for my next cooking video. Barry Simon sent me something, says lambs suggested a meme. Okay, Barry, I gotta look that over. And they're still mowing the grass, evidently. Oh wow, 8:05. Let's see if I can get through this. Looking for questions. Lamb says, Mitch is keeping it real. I try. Question, Mitch, did you enjoy your walk yesterday? Rough Carnivore from Guam said, oh yeah, I really did. Although, when you try to walk and talk, you're not really, that adds a lot of work to it, of trying to, I know it was kind of a poor video. I didn't really talk about anything in particular. I was just kind of rambling because I wanted to make sure I diverted enough of my attention to the actual walking where I didn't hurt myself. So I'm kind of looking forward to going for a walk without the camera. And then afterwards, I probably wish I had the camera, but holding that 360-degree camera out on a stick like that, it gets a little tiring after a while, so it's not fun. When I went with the walker, I put the tripod mount on the walker, and that was easy. Just rolled it along. I always felt funny about walking around the neighborhood with a walker, though. Again, foolish pride. Foolish pride. Peter says, aren't we all here because we have to listen to Mitch's rants? Yeah, those rants are basically just a reality check. Something people don't do very often. A reality check. A reality check. Oh, we're talking about rain, talking about the weather. Somebody tells me I'm funny. Thank you, Graham. It reminds me of that scene from Goodfellas. Remember that with Joe Pesci? Joe Pesci, this guy said, do I amuse you? Is that what I'm here for, to amuse? That was a great scene. That was a great scene. I always like that. Oh, why do I just can't help but read these things. I'm drawn into them. Chris Wayne, Mitch, I've worked with many stroke patients, and you have a positive attitude. Many lost their will to live. You defied that, and well, you are. Yes, you have to. You have to, the old saying, if somebody gives you a lemon, you make lemonade. Glass half full, glass empty, all that cliche crap. There's something to it. There's something to it. Again, believing that something is possible is the first step towards accomplishing it. Believing that you can't do it is the reason. And Kilsey is so good at talking about this. When he says the mind is the master, that's what he means. So many of these sayings are up for interpretation, but the subconscious mind is programmed by suggestions of the conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is a computer, is a very powerful machine that knows how to operate everything, but it's not where conscious thinking happens. But it does take its cue. If in your conscious mind you are saying to yourself, oh, I know I could do that. No doubt about it, I can do that. Your subconscious says, okay, let's do it. If your conscious mind is saying, oh man, I can't do that, that's too hard, no way I'll ever do that, your subconscious mind also says, okay, you asked for it, you're not going to do it, you're going to fail. That's the only mind that we have the power, only way we can influence this amazing machinery that we have is give it suggestions. And when you have a negative anticipation of a negative outcome, believe it or not, all that powerful machinery will do its very, very best to accomplish what it thinks you want. That's why it's so important that you always try not to rationalize it and just, no problem. I can do it. If anybody can do it, I can. And you're probably got a good chance of success. Doesn't mean it always works, but it's the basis of every sales training on the planet. It was Glenn Turner, Zig Ziglar, all the great sales people, motivational people. Peel, J. Douglas Edwards, all of them. Positive attitude, positive attitude. They taught that stuff. They drummed it. They jacked up, motivated their students. You can do it. You can do it. And again, the first saying I heard way back when was, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Great words to live by. How am I doing? 7:45. Okay. How the kiddies doing there, Rick? All right. Okay. Religious talk there. Questions. Looking for the questions. We're getting to start to run through it here. Question. You complain you don't make no money on YouTube, but have these people throwing themselves at you and you denying them. We all know who that is, don't we? Oh, man. You know what's your giveaway, my friend? Your giveaway is the fact that you can't speak frigging English. You can't speak frigging English. Yeah. Oh, yes. There we go. Adios, my friend. Come back with a new name tomorrow. You don't know no English, my friend. Oh, my God. Where do we get these people from? Oh, keep it up. Keep trying. I admire the effort, though. Rick says, tell off the troll, Mitch. We all know who that is. We all know who that is. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I still love you. I love you, my friend. I know who you are. I've loved you ever since. But you just go disrupt somebody else. Or better yet, start your own YouTube channel. I mean, just think of you could engage all these people who come to watch you. And you might make some money. Well, probably not, but, in my entire life, with all the YouTube I've watched and all the chats I've been in, I have never once tried to disrupt anybody doing their thing. Found fault with anybody in the chat. Why? Why would I go on a vegan's channel and give them a hard time? Why would I? It's stupid. Waste of time. I like to think, be above that. Be above that. Stop sinking to those stupid levels. At any rate, what a great way to end the day. What a great way. Annihilate another troll. Yes, sir. Cheer it for the trolls. Little happy music. Little happy music. 8:15, not bad, not bad. I'm going to go out and watch the replay. This is an interesting show. An interesting show. I'm going to go about my day. I hope it doesn't rain too hard here. Although rain this time of year in Florida is a blessing, because if it doesn't rain now and you start to get a dry month of June, we start having fires everywhere. So bring on the rain. Bring on the rain. I'm happy to see it. Listen, my friends, thank you so much. Positive Mental Attitude, PMA. Yes, sir, PMA. That's like the EFM diet. Never forget the EFM diet. We'll have a meme and a logo and a hat and a t-shirt pretty soon. It is the diet. Bye all, says Sandy Blythe. I didn't think I said hi to you, Sandy. How you doing? Yellow Rose, have a great day all. Danny, Boston, happy day. Rick, good to see you, my friend. Gary, Daily Trolls. Whoa, Daily Troll Slays. Oh, okay. One. Unfortunately, we only got one troll. It's the same troll. Keeps getting reborn with a different name. Easy to recognize. You can recognize by the language, by the style. You don't want no, you know. What can I say? What can I say? I love everybody. Black kilts. Everybody's welcome here. I just reserve the right to throw your ass out. Have a blessed day, Mitch says. Yazabo. Yes, some new. You were here yesterday. We have another regular. Thank you so much. And Patricia Butler, have a great day, everyone. Everybody say goodbye. So I'll say goodbye. Listen, my friends. Do the best you can. Do the best you can. Accept the reality and learn the tricks and the hacks to live within it, like I do. And I think you'll be happier and healthier and less frustrated when you accept the fact that you can't fix the world. You can only control your own life in your own sphere. That's reality. That's reality. Until tomorrow, on Hump Day, 7 a.m. after Kiltsy, take the rest of the day off and eat effing meat.